Welcome to Anime Watch Episode 2. Today we'll be reviewing Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z is a continuation of Season 1 of the Dragon Ball series, which was Dragon Ball. I call them seasons, don't worry about that. Dragon Ball followed the story of Goku in his childhood, and a little bit later on he did grow up a bit, but Dragon Ball Z follows Goku's story in his adulthood and the several discoveries he makes about who he is, and the friends he meets along the way, and the challenges he meets as well.
So the creatures on this planet are still alive. Kakarot has failed us.
You're on my property.
Is that so? Your power level is puny. Level 5. Too bad.
Don't you come any closer. Look, I'll use this thing.
Here, catch.
The story starts off with Goku leading a happy life in the forest with his wife and child, Chi-Chi and Gohan, right?
Yeah, Gohan, yeah.
Yeah. But that's soon interrupted by an alien that descends onto the planet Earth, and he reveals a secret to Goku that you would not have learnt throughout the entire series of Dragon Ball. And within the first 10 minutes of Dragon Ball Z, you learn something that's pivotal to who Goku is right off the mark. And you learn that he's actually a Saiyan. He's not from the planet Earth. And that's not too hard to believe, actually. If you've watched Dragon Ball, you'll see he possesses quite a lot of weird powers, like turning into a giant gorilla when the moon is full, and the fact that
would
he
be an awesome power to have.
yeah, it would. The fact that he has a monkey tail. So, yeah, I mean, you always had suspicions that he wasn't a normal human right from the start throughout Dragon Ball. So, when they reveal that he's actually an alien in Dragon Ball Z, it kind of makes sense anyway. A lot of people wouldn't have watched Dragon Ball before watching Dragon Ball Z, so that might come as a surprise, because you wouldn't have learnt all this weird stuff about Goku from the short amount of Dragon Ball Z you've watched. You won't have known this, so that will be something that you will think, hang on, this is weird. And then he moves on from there, and that revelation kind of sets him on a path to improvement and betterment when he learns that his abilities are higher than he once believed.
Dude, people all are like forever trying to take over Earth in that show.
Yeah, that actually was one of the things that I'd criticize it on, was the fact that it was always Earth that things were happening.
Yeah.
You know,
what's going on?
Obviously, it would be less interesting to us, the viewers, if the risk was to some other far-off planet that we don't even know about. I mean, the story is set on planet Earth to begin with, so the peril would feel closer to home.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But they didn't justify as well as they could have why those things were happening always to planet Earth. Like, you know, they didn't justify it as well as they could have. Like, there's like, how many major villains in Dragon Ball Z? There's 3, isn't it? Frieza.
Vegeta.
Yeah, that's right. About 4,
Yeah,
5-ish maybe.
Yeah.
But beyond that, there's also the movies, and they also mostly happen on Earth.
Yeah.
With the exception of the first Broly movie, where it actually happened on the fake planet Vegeta. Do you remember watching that one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Broly's something.
But yeah,
Revenge, I think.
that's one of the hindrances that I thought kind of hurt the story a bit. But when you watch Dragon Ball Z, you're not watching it for the story. That's the point.
Yeah, it's mainly the action you want to see.
It is. It's. I've heard this phrase used to describe Dragon Ball Z. It's mentertainment. That basically encapsulates what it feels like. It's entertainment for men. It's good guys, bad guys, and they fight, and it's awesome. That's pretty much it.
I'll just check in our YouTube hits here.
Yeah.
How is it possible that we have minus 43 hits? You want to see this hit?
Minus 43 hits.
Just zoom in a bit.
Right there.
Yeah. What's going on there? And
Guys,
we still have 5-star ratings.
Watch our videos.
Watch your videos.
Watch our videos. They're not that bad. Anyway, back to Dragon Ball Z. It's fighting, it's humor, it's sometimes actually the story, it does get very involving, despite the suspension of belief required. It does get kind of deep later on in the lore behind the Saiyan planet, the Saiyan race, their abilities, their history, and it gets quite good later on, to be honest. That starts at around the Frieza saga, when you start to learn more about the secrets of their race. That's more or less the idea behind Dragon Ball Z.
Goku, Gohan, all those dudes really, they fight a lot of bad guys, innit?
Yeah.
Not just the main ones, that look like henchmen, and there are a lot of
there's a lot of fighting.
And mainly they use like chi powers and stuff like that.
And it's not just the fighting that's awesome, it's also the atmosphere and the build up to the fights. They can really get you like hyped and ready to watch what's about to happen next. And the one thing you notice with Dragon Ball Z is that every single episode ends on a cliffhanger. And it's a cliched tool, yeah, it is. But they do it really well. I mean, if you're enjoying what you're watching, then a cliffhanger is going to work. It is going to make you want to continue watching the rest. I mean, it's the oldest trick in the book. But if you like what you're watching, if the action is awesome, you're going to want to watch more of it. You're going to want to know what happens next. And that really, I mean, I watched all 270-something episodes in about a week. I was that hooked on it for a while.
I did the same, man.
Yeah, dude,
when I was a full-time hobo, I watched them back to back.
It was awesome. I remember watching the Frieza saga, the end of it, when Goku fights the main bad guy there. I was literally on the edge of, like, I'm not even exaggerating, and this isn't like a metaphor or anything. I was literally on the edge of my seat, staring at the screen, waiting to see what would happen next. I mean, the build-up was immense. The fight lasted a good 5 episodes, I think. It was intense, extreme, amazing, and awesome. Yeah, that's Dragon Ball Z.
Have you seen how
extreme,
awesome?
amazing, awesome. 3 words. Go watch it. Best anime of all time.
Have you seen how awesome these Android phones are?
I give Dragon Ball Z 5 out of a potential 5 stars.
I'd give it 5 out of 5 as well. Just like that.
Thumbs up all around. Make sure you watch our next review, Afro Samurai.
Here comes a clip.
Remember me, number 1. I've been waiting a very long time for this. I know, but it all ends here.
Thanks for watching, guys. That was the Dragon Ball Z review. We hope you enjoyed it.
See you later.